Big Sports TV is on the air. Live from the Apprentice Athletic Center in Newport News, Virginia, this is the 2023 New South Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship. Today's championship final, the Battle of Hampton Road, between the defending champions, Virginia Peninsula, and the regular season champions, the home-standing Apprentice Builders. Along with my broadcast partner, the voice of the Apprentice School Builders, Mr. Howard McCain, I'm Craig Green. Thank you so much for joining us on Big Sports TV. Howard, you know the Builders like the back of your hand. This team is 10-3 at home this season. Coming into the tournament, they were 9-1 in the last 10 games and have won 5 in a row. They have the unanimous Coach of the Year in Evan Key. What can the Builders do today to build off of their performance last night against Blue Lights College to bring their trophy home today?
Win a championship. All right, that's what both teams are here to do, to compete for a championship. So it's been a great season for the Apprentice School Builders. 11-9 record in the regular season, and I'm sorry, not 11-9. I'm sorry, they were actually 18-6 in the regular season, but they were 11-0 in conference play. So they come into this afternoon's game as the regular season champion. But folks, that means nothing if you don't pair that with a conference championship. So for Coach Evan Key, who is in his 4th year at the helm, that is what his team wants, and let's be honest, they need to do.
Now, on one side, you have Javion Majette for the Gators, the 2022 NSAC Most Valuable Player. Once again, all first-team NSAC against this year's MVP, Sean Ely from the Builders, who's had a tremendous season for Apprentice, leading the way. What's going to give today?
Well, he's elevated his play every single season that he's been in the lineup. I'm talking specifically about Sean Ely, who is the New South MVP for 2023. So watching him grow and mature as a basketball player has really, really been special. Now, he's averaging about 17 points per game. Last night, he dropped 35 last night to get his team into this game this afternoon. So this one should be a good one, because keep in mind, these teams are only separated by 9.3 miles.
This is indeed a rivalry that has filled these bleachers today. Not a seat to be found.
Look at that.
In the Apprentice Athletic Center. That goes to show you how much this game means to not only both teams, not only to the fans, but this region of Virginia. This is going to be an exciting game. We're looking forward to an exciting men's championship final.
Yeah, well, think about it. With these teams have actually, a lot of guys on these teams, they played together. Not only did they play together, they played against each other. So both of these teams have basically recruited locally. So these guys know each other. So that is going to ramp the intensity level up that much higher and place that much more of an emphasis on who wins this game all the more.
Now, looking at statistics, the Apprentice Builders, in all games considered, they average 73.5 points a game. Their opponents only average 63.7. In NSAC play, they've ramped it up to 77.2 points per game and cranked up the defense a little more, only allowing 61.9 points per game in the NSAC. On the other side, Virginia Peninsula, coached by Christopher Moore, they average 71.3 points in New South play, and their opponents averaging 67. Virginia Peninsula likes to slow the pace down. They don't get up and down the floor very much. Matter of fact, the most points surrendered in one game this season in New South play was against Blue Lights College, in a loss in Apex 76-73. They tried to muck the game up, but the Thoroughbreds got up and down the floor on them. Perhaps the Builders can do the same thing today.
Well, you know, for Coach Evan Key, you know, his team is the type of team, they take what the other team gives them. If the other team comes out and they want to run, heck, they're going to run with them. If the other team comes out and they want to grind it out in the half court, then they will come out and grind it out in the half court right along with you. One of the interesting things that I'm looking for at the beginning of this game is which team can calm down first. Can the Builders come into this basketball game and just take a deep breath and say, you know what, let's get into our game? But it's a championship game. You don't know what's going to happen. both teams could come out amped up and miss a lot of shots and cause a lot of turnovers, or they can come out and both teams be relaxed and just play their game. Also keep in mind, this is not the first time these teams have played each other. This is their third meeting this season. The Builders are currently 2-0 over Coach Christopher Moore and his Gators from VPCC.
The undefeated Apprentice Builders challenged, not shaken, not stirred, but undefeated at 11-0. They had to defeat the Thoroughbreds for a third time yesterday. Can they defeat Virginia Peninsula for a third time today and finish the job and lay claim to the New South Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship, wresting it away from the defending champions of Peninsula?
And they're going to have to do it in front of a capacity crowd. I'm telling you, aunts, uncles, moms, dads, cousins, second, third, fourth cousins, they are all here. I'm pretty sure grandma is somewhere in the stands tonight to watch this basketball game because, again, this is almost like family taking on family to win a championship. So do not underestimate the fact that this is a rivalry game, but most of all, a championship game.
We are set for the Battle of Hampton Road. Who wants it more? Peninsula, Apprentice. The ball goes up and it's basketball time in Newport News. The Builders with the opening tip.
Quickly, our officials for today's game are Kyle Neve, Kendall Ridley, and Antoine Dawkins.
And we'll try to give you the starters here in a moment as the action has began. And a foul early on as Jaden Neeson hits the floor, and we'll draw the foul.
That foul is going to go on Quinshawn Brevard. That's going to be his first personal foul of the basketball game, of course, the team's first.
And not in the act of shooting, so the Builders will inbound with Tony Epps Jr. underneath. Epps looking for Ely, the New South Athletic Conference MVP.
So the officials call a quick stoppage in play to make sure we have the proper time-wise and shot clock-wise on this possession.
So quickly, starters for Apprentice: Tony Epps Jr. number 3, Sean Ely, the MVP, number 4, CJ Highsmith, number 5, Kyrie Smith, 14, and Jaden Neeson, number 22. Now here's Epps with the ball, one-on-one against Jalen Harris. Tapped in and good by CJ Highsmith.
CJ Highsmith, young player in the program, sometimes makes some mistakes offensively, but right there to be able to put the ball back in for 2.
The biggest man on the court for either team. He's going to be a key down low, rebounding, shot blocking, defending. Keyshawn Brevard now. One-on-one against Tony Epps. 7 on the shot clock. Brevard. Down low. Johnson contested. Here come the Builders.
Nice job on defense to force a difficult shot by the Gators. Builders with their second possession.
Epps looking to penetrate. 15 on the shot clock. Now inside the Highsmith. Got it stripped away, but then Highsmith takes it right back. Misses the layup, gets his own rebound. Epps Jr. now with 15 on the shot clock.
I like that decision by C.J. Highsmith to not try to force that third attempt near the basket.
That one no good by Eason. Eason puts it back home. 4-0 Builders.
Builders active on the offensive board, able to get several shots at the basket, got that one to go. They've staked a 4-0 lead.
Just underway here at Apprentice Athletic Center. Gators weaving around the perimeter. Here comes Harris. Step back, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Epps.
So both teams, neither wants to run with the basketball right now. They're trying to grind it out in the half court. And I told you in the pregame that the Builders are going to take what VPCC gives them. If they give them the half court grind type of basketball game, that's what they'll take. Here's Ely.
No good. Rebound to Brevard of Virginia Peninsula. Gators looking for their first points of the game. We are 2.5 minutes in. They have not got a crooked number up there yet.
I'm noticing neither team coming in amped up too high for this basketball game so far.
Brevard, tough shot, can't get it to go. Now here come the Builders once again. Here's Epps. Backing it all the way out.
Obviously the Gators are in a man-to-man defense.
Eason's going to find Epps once again on the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock for the Builders. Eason down low to Highsmith. Highsmith challenge, but unstirred, puts it back home.
And took it right at Keyshawn Johnson, who's one of the better inside presence in this conference this season.
Now here's Brevard against Epps. Johnson at the top of the circle. Made him pick up his dribble. Now shot clock and that ball stolen. Here comes the MVP, Sean Ely. Brevard trying to challenge him. Ely no good. And it's going to be Virginia Peninsula ball.
Yeah, there's going to be off C.J. Highsmith, who came in and crashed the board hard. Now, honestly, for C.J. Smith, I'm surprised he got out of there without getting a foul called on him. And I can't help but notice during the pregame warm-ups the shoe game that is going on right now in this basketball game. Look, while I was out there watching them warm up, I saw some LaMelos, I saw some LeBrons and some Kobe's, even saw some Steph Curry's out there. So shoe game is on point for this matchup.
They know what it means to win this game in the best shoes possible. There's a block. Gators still scoreless in the first 4 minutes of this game.
Yeah, that block came courtesy of Kyrie Smith.
Epps looking for space. And that ball deflected and stolen. Here comes Majette. No good, but Harris misses. Loose ball on the floor. Who's got it? Peninsula does. And a travel will be called. It's going to come back the other way.
Yeah, that's going to be called on Jalen Harris, who tried the Euro step and got caught right in the middle of the Euro step for travel.
All right, we're going to take our first timeout. Under 16 to go. It's 6-0 Builders. This is the New South Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
15:44 to go after the break. Early lead for the Builders, 6-0. Early on, only thing that stands out to me is just some turnovers. 3 for Apprentice and 4 for Peninsula. But still early on, both teams trying to feel each other out here.
Yeah, the Gators trying to come with a little bit of a soft full court press, but the Builders able to get back.
Oh, that shot was erased by Johnson, by Kyrie Smith. Peninsula pushing. That layup got it to go.
So Makai Reed gets on the scoreboard. Nice reverse layup for 2.
Gets the Gators on the board. First crooked number for them in today's game with just 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes gone. Highsmith tried to turn the lights out at the Apprentice Athletic Center. Here comes Javion Majette, but his pass in the passing lane intercepted by C.J. Highsmith.
Yeah, too aggressive of a pass that time by Majette. He was trying to thread the needle of 3 Builders that were back on defense. Turnover.
Epps facilitating the offense for the Builders. Now here's Jaden Eason. Eason backing his man in, but they're going to call a charge.
Yeah, so that's going to be a player control foul against Jaden Eason. That is going to be his first personal foul, and that will be the team's first as we take a look. Jaden Eason. That was just, it really wasn't that much of a player control foul as it was a good job of Reed moving his feet to get over in front of Eason to draw the charge.
What they call in pro wrestling, selling it. He sold it and took a bump. Johnson. Now Reed. Keyshawn Brevard with 12 on the shot clock, now 10. He's got to go now. To the basket, scooped up, no good. Reed tipped home, no good. Keyshawn Johnson fighting for the offensive board and gets it. Now Jalen Harris for three, he's gonna hit.
That basket puts the Gators right back in it.
6-5 with just over 7 minutes gone in the first half.
As we see fans continuing to come into the arena, almost nowhere to sit already.
It's gonna have to be put on pay-per-view pretty soon. Here's Eason. Inside Highsmith. One thing Builders will have is an advantage with the size, and there's a foul. Highsmith will go to the line for two.
So that foul is going to be whistled on Brevard. So for Brevard, folks, that is his second personal foul as the entry pass went into C.J. Highsmith. He's fouled. So C.J. Highsmith is going to step to the line. Now, C.J. Highsmith isn't a very good free throw shooter. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't jinx him, but we'll see here as he misses the first.
C.J. Highsmith from Green Run High School in Richmond, Virginia, stands 6'10". Freshman. A lot of promise for this young man.
Caleb Molesky is going to make his way into the basketball game. Caleb Molesky known more for his defense than his offense, but he is able to score the basketball when the opportunity is there.
And Molesky will stand out there. Looks like his assignment may be Makai Reed as the Builders appear to be playing a man-to-man defense. Here is Jalen Harris.
You can hear
10 on the shot clock.
You can hear Coach Evan Key coaching his team defensively hard.
Step back three for Harris is no good, but Makai Reed with the rebound.
So a fresh shot clock now for the Gators.
Resets to 20 here in college basketball. Now there's 10 on the shot clock. Harris is way outside the perimeter. Now takes it inside, bounced up, no good, tipped back home. And that would be Keyshawn Johnson following back, and the Gators have taken their first lead.
So Johnson picks up his first basket of the game. C.J. Highsmith came over to force Jalen to change his shot, but Johnson there to clean it up.
Ely misses a three. And a long pass down court that's handled by Jalen Harris. Adrian Wall at the scorer's table waiting to check in for Apprentice. Adrian Wall hit a lot of big shots yesterday against Blue Lights College. There's a three that rolls in and out. Builders with the rebound. Tony Epps still facilitating for Apprentice.
So again, Builders not running with the basketball, have chosen early on to just grind it out in the half court. When you do that, that leads to a low-scoring basketball game as Highsmith able to get inside and bank it in for two.
Keyshawn Johnson was not able to put enough body on him to prevent that basket from falling, and the Builders reclaimed the lead at 8-7. Here's Jalen Harris against Sean Ely.
You know, really good to see that neither team really came out amped up too high for this basketball game. Both teams have kind of settled in offensively and defensively.
Gators working it around, and then turnover on the travel. A couple of substitutions now coming in. We have a timeout, under 12 timeout to go. 8-7 Builders. This is the New South Athletic Conference Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
Back after the timeout, 11:36 to go before halftime. It's 8-7. Slow, grinded out game between both teams early on.
And that's not surprising because, again, these teams know each other so well that they know exactly what they can and can't do against each other offensively and what they can and can't get away with defensively against one another.
Chris Hyman has entered the game for Apprentice. He's got the ball, as has Adrian Wall. Highsmith can't handle the pass, and here come the Gators.
So again, the Apprentice School is 2-0 against Christopher Moore's Gators team this season, as they got victories both on the home floor and on VPCC's home floor as well this season.
Got 12 on the shot clock for the Gators. Keyshawn Brevard still out in the perimeter. Here's Majette. Had to pick up his dribble, couldn't get a shot off. 3 on the shot clock. Reed has to go. Inside layup is good.
As the shot clock was expiring, the Gators reclaimed the lead in the basketball game.
Javion Majette, the 2022 NSAC MVP.
So we have dueling MVPs, the 2022 and 2023 league MVPs.
Hyman with a tough take to the basket but couldn't get it to fall. And now we have another substitution. Clifton Good comes into the game for C.J. Highsmith. Good from Fredericksburg, 6'6" forward, will enter the game. He is an all NSAC academic player. So several of those on the Builders this year.
C.J. Highsmith is going to exit the basketball game right now, the leading scorer on the floor. He has 6 points.
Gators with a 9-8 lead, just about halfway through the first 20 minutes. There's Majette out at the circle against, not against Ely, excuse me, against Kyrie Smith. That shot off the glass, no good. Reed tried to put it back home and no dice, and here come the Builders.
Yeah, nice up and under move right there at the basket for Makai Reed, just couldn't finish.
Hyman way outside now with 16 on the shot clock and 15. Fouled right there by Jalen Harris.
Yeah, that's going to be on Jalen Harris, so of course that's going to be his first personal foul. That'll be the team's third. So right now, the only players that have committed fouls in the basketball game for the Gators is going to be Jalen Harris and Quinshawn Brevard. Now, surprisingly, the Builders have not taken a single three-point attempt early on in the first half of this championship game.
And as you mentioned earlier today, Apprentice is going to take what they're given, and they're given a layup by Adrian Wall. Tough take to the basket.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because in order for them to get into this basketball game today, they had to take out Blue Lights College. In that basketball game, folks, the Builders took 41 three-point attempts.
The Thoroughbreds dared Apprentice to beat them from the perimeter yesterday, and Apprentice answered with 15 three-point baskets.
That's incredible.
Step back three, too strong. Rebound by Clifton Good. Loose ball on the floor. Who's got it? It's a tie-up down there between Jaquan Majette and Kyrie Smith. It's going to belong to Peninsula.
Yeah, that's going to be Gator basketball. Nice job by the Gators to poke the basketball away from Chris Hyman. Normally, whenever there is a defender coming up behind the dribbler, somebody yells out bandit or raider or wolf or something like that to let the ball handler know to look behind you so that you don't get the basketball poked away.
Slow, methodical pace right now. Virginia Peninsula style of basketball. Step back, long two. Javion Majette, the NSAC MVP from last season, puts the Gators back up by 1.
Avon Hawkins also into the basketball game for the Builders.
Hawkins wearing number 0, 6'4" guard from Hampton, Virginia. And Hawkins' shot is no good, but the offensive board stays this way with Adrian Wall, and now back out to Hyman. Hyman to the basket, scooped up, no good. Plenty of hands down there. Who's got it? Here come the Gators. Here comes Jalen Harris, pushing the pace. Jaquan Majette is fouled.
He's going to be fouled by Caleb Molesky, so of course for Molesky, that'll be his first personal foul. That'll be the team's second, and Chris Hyman did absolutely everything right on that last possession to get himself to the basket, just unable to do anything with it. As you can see there on the defensive end of the floor, Caleb Molesky commits the personal foul.
He was there with the help defense, but just got a little bit too much of the man and not enough of the ball.
Correct.
So Jaquan Majette, the brother of Javion, to the line and misses his first free throw. Majette from IC Norcom High School here in Virginia.
And again, that just adds to the atmosphere, the rivalry, that so many of these guys have played each other when they were in high school, and now they're playing each other at the collegiate level.
And that one is good. So the Builders now behind by 2. Plenty of time for Chris Hemon here. Hemon trying to blow past Jalen Harris. Gets a little help. Builders spreading the floor.
Yeah, but
13 on the shot clock.
Yeah, but offensively, the Builders are having trouble with this man-to-man defense right now by the Gators.
Hawkins trying to find space. Wall. Jump ball forced. It's going to stay here with Apprentice.
So that is not going to reset the shot clock as we get a stoppage in play.
All right, media timeout here, 7:53 to go. Virginia Peninsula 12, Builders 10. This is the New South Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Back after the timeout, 12-10 Virginia Peninsula with the lead. It's going to be Apprentice ball with 3 on the shot clock. So far in this game, rebounding even, turnovers are a factor, as Peninsula has 6 steals off of 7 Apprentice turnovers. 3 on the shot clock. That one's a long 3, and that's good by Adrian Wall.
And that's not uncommon for Adrian Wall to take a 3. I want to say when they played the other night, he took about 15 of those just by himself, of the 41 that they attempted last game.
Just an incredible number of 3-point baskets. And there's an answer on the other side by Jalen Harris. Malevsky trying to force his way inside, but the pass is deflected back out to the cylinder, back out to the circle. And here's Avon Hawkins. Hawkins to the basket, scooped up, got it.
Nice job of protecting the basketball as he made that move to the basket. There were hands that were going after the basketball, but nice job by Hawkins to cradle it and then release it for the layup right at the rim.
Back and forth they go here in the first half. 7 minutes to go before halftime. Angel Pacheco-Ortiz and Sean Ely waiting to check in for the Builders.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul call. I believe it's going to go on Adrian Wall. Yeah, he was actually defending Jalen Harris. Jalen Harris, and he kind of wrapped him up, and the official called the personal foul.
Makai Reed will sit down, and Keyshawn Johnson will re-enter for Peninsula. Got 6:56 to go before halftime. Gators inbounding underneath the Builder basket. Majette, step back, jumper, too strong. Rebounded by Pacheco-Ortiz.
Pacheco-Ortiz not really brought into the basketball game for his scoring prowess, more so for what you just saw. He's a good rebounder. Actually did hit a couple of 3-pointers last night to get into this championship game today.
15 on the shot clock. Hemon finds Pacheco-Ortiz down low. Nice spin move. 3 outside is good by Adrian Wall. Another 3 for the Builders.
And Adrian Wall is starting to cook. I told you the last time this team was on the floor, he got off about 15 of those. That's his second make in the first half so far.
It's a second 3-point basket for the Builders in this game. Now Harris against the aforementioned Wall. Baseline cut off. Stepped out of bounds, a turnover. It's going to go back to the Builders.
Nice defense right there by Adrian Wall. Adrian Wall against Jalen Harris. Adrian Wall using the sideline as like an extra defender. He forced him to the boundary. Harris stepped out.
6 minutes to go before halftime in a low-scoring contest. Neither team has even cracked 20 yet. We're 14 minutes in. And a foul. They thought that Wall traveled, but a push was called on Jaquan Majette.
So the officials kind of sort of having to step in and separate players, but not before a technical foul call is going to be called, I believe, on Adrian Wall. Was that a double technical?
Yeah, it looked like double technical on Jaquan Majette.
So they're explaining that those technical foul calls are going to count against their personal foul call total. So for Adrian Wall, that's going to give him his second personal foul.
And with it being a technical foul, you have to be on your best behavior the rest of the game, because one more outburst or one more thing that the referees deem to be excessive,
right,
and he can find himself out of the game.
So for Jaquan Majette, that's going to be his second personal foul.
Adrian Wall for three. No good. Keyshawn Johnson out-battles Pacheco Ortiz for the rebound.
And Keyshawn Johnson has been quiet in the basketball game offensively for the Gators.
Brevard passes inside to Johnson. Johnson scooped up, no good. Pacheco Ortiz with the rebound. Builders with a 4-point lead looking to build upon it. Himmin to the basket, got his shot blocked.
Yeah, that's Keyshawn Johnson showing up and said, listen, get that shot out of here. You take a look at the replay, you can see Keyshawn Johnson rotating over. He's so long when he gets his arms up. I'm not sure what his wingspan is, but it's probably not that far short of an airplane.
Corey Moy just came into the game, got the rebound, hit the deck, but was able to get the ball to his teammate Jalen Harris. Now Harris at the top of the circle, shaking and baking, but has to pull it back out. 5 minutes to go before halftime.
You're right. This is an unusually low-scoring affair between these two teams. Normally they get up and down and score the basketball, but not today.
Feels like 3 on the shot clock. Step back, no good. Rebounded by Avon Hawkins for the Builders, and here come Apprentice once again. Epps. Epps against Corey Moy. Step back, three-pointer. He got it.
Drains it.
Tony Epps Jr. The guard from Norfolk shows up and shows out.
And the crowd is going nuts. Love to hear that, love to see that on a championship Sunday.
Crowd getting into it. There's a steal. That ball was kicked by Majette. Should be Builders' ball off the kick with 28 on the shot clock.
Now we talk about how low scoring of affair this has been. The previous times that these teams have played, the Apprentice School scored 90 and 80 in the two earlier matchups, while the Gators scored 74 and 73. We're not going to get anywhere near those final scores once this one is settled.
This one may be down in the 40s or 50s the way
Exactly.
they're playing. Now here's Wall. 15 on the shot clock. Avon Hawkins slicing, dicing, gets it stripped, and here comes Javion Majette. Pacheco Ortiz gets back. Majette, that floater too strong. And Tony Epps Jr. with the rebound.
Seeing the pace of play starting to pick up just a little bit as we get closer and closer to intermission.
Adrian Wall, step back, jump shot, no good.
That's just solid defense right there by Corey Moy to stay in front of Adrian Wall the entire time he was putting on that dribble display.
3:10 to go, and the Gators are still down by 7. Scooped up to the basket, no good. Pacheco Ortiz grabs that board.
Yeah, Majette was right there at the rim, just could not finish.
Little touch pass, finds its way into Pacheco Ortiz's hands. Epps for 3. He got it. The Builders are heating up.
Builders have now opened up a 10-point lead on the heels of that three-point shot, and I was kind of wondering when that was going to start to show up as we get a timeout.
Christopher Moore wants to talk it over 2:46 to go. 24-14 Builders. This is the New South Athletic Conference Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Welcome back. Checking here on the replay. Last possession by the Builders ends up in a long-range jump shot.
Yeah, defense was just late getting over, and that gave Epps just a clean look at the basket. He sinks the three, pushes the Builders up now by 10.
Wild scoop to the basket. That's no good for Jalen Harris, and the Builders come away with another board. Here's Epps. Finds Ely down low, but his shot is blocked.
Wow, nice job by Keyshawn Johnson in the middle.
Brevard finds Johnson. Moy wide open for three. Short. And tried to throw it out of bounds off of Avon Hawkins, but it ends up in the hands of Tony Epps. So we got 2:10 to go before halftime. There's a screen by Pacheco Ortiz. Epps finds Hawkins. Corner three. Fouled shooting that three, and Majette can't believe it.
You never ever foul a jump shooter. That is going to drive Coach Christopher Moore, who, by the way, looks extremely dapper over there on the sideline. As you see here, the bump as the shot is released. So that's going to send Avon Hawkins to the line to shoot three with the clock stopped at 1:58. Low percentage shot there by Avon Hawkins. Just leave him alone and get ready to rebound, but instead, Hawkins gets an opportunity to score the basketball here from the free throw line.
Hawkins converts the first free throw. Micaiah Reed will exit the game again. Correction, Micaiah Reed is about to enter the game again. Second free throw bounces off for Hawkins. Micaiah Reed will re-enter, and Corey Moy sits down for Peninsula.
Adrian Wall also makes his way to the bench. He's now the leading scorer in the basketball game right now with 8 points.
Hawkins gets that one to go. Apprentice is going to take a timeout. Keep it right here. So early on, Builders have increased their lead. Gators have gone cold.
And this is, this is the way the series has gone for both of these teams. They come out. They know the stakes of the basketball game. They both just take each other's body blows until finally one of the teams puts together a couple of shots that gives them just a little bit of separation. Then they go into halftime. Then they come out, they give each other body blows again, and then once again, one of the teams start to separate themselves, and next thing you know, they move on to victory. So again, that has happened twice so far this season for the Apprentice School as they've taken down the Gators again, both here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center and also on the Gators' home court.
It's a 12-point lead for the Builders, and Sean Ely, from my stats, is still scoreless.
That is absolutely surprising, considering the fact last night he poured in 35.
Blue Lights College had no answers for Sean Ely last night. Micaiah Reed with 9 on the shot clock. Keyshawn Brevard will try a three and will not make it. There's a rebound by Highsmith, who re-enters the game. Buck and a half to go before halftime. Hawkins thought about it. He's got nice shoes on today.
Yeah, those are the LaMelos.
There's a steal right there by Keyshawn Brevard, who gets that layup to fall.
Yeah, builders have to value the basketball. They have a tendency at times to kind of get a little lax with the basketball offensively, and they will give it to the other team from time to time.
There's another turnover
right there.
Brevard fouled going up by Tony Epps.
So it's situations like that and times like that in the basketball game where the apprentice school will have those lulls and they will turn the basketball over to the other team as Epps just gets his pocket picked by Brevard, unable to complete the three-point play, but he is going to go to the line to shoot too.
Epps looks perplexed as to why he was called for a foul. Referee didn't see it his way.
But doesn't every player look perplexed that they got called for a foul? Everybody kind of throws their palms up to the air and kind of look like, what? I didn't foul.
Right. And the ref says, look at the red mark on his arm.
Son, you drew blood on the guy. So, yeah, that's gonna be a foul call on you.
First free throw's no good for Keyshawn Brevard.
Nobody drew blood, though. No blood out there right now. Just kidding.
Keyshawn Brevard, hometown product from Newport News, went to University of Mount Olive before this game, before coming to Peninsula. So gets the second free throw to go. We're under a minute before halftime. Here's Epps once again against Brevard. Epps takes it to the basket. Brevard erases that. Brevard pushing the pace. Scooped up, layup, rolls around and got it to go. The Gators are fighting back.
And all of that off of the block by Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson, now that's his second block in the basketball game.
Something I didn't think I would say today is the Gators in transition. Here's Tony Epps. The MVP, Sean Ely. Backed in. They're going to call a charge on Ely. Ely can't believe it.
And you can see the look of frustration on Sean Ely's face right now because the basketball game is not going his way so far. As you can see him backing down on Jalen Harris. Hey, look, I'm not here to root for either team. I'm supposed to call it right down the middle. But the NBA, that might have been whistled as a flop. But we're going to let that one go. We're going to let that one go.
Took a bump and he sold it, took a bump. And we've got 13 seconds to go. The Gators can run this clock out. 10 on the game clock. Keyshawn Brevard wants one-on-one. Gets a screen. Pass down low, went awry. It's going to be Builders ball with 2.2 on the game clock.
So Angel Pacheco-Ortiz is going to check into the ball game. He's going to be the one that's going to trigger the entry. He's taller than Caleb Molesky, so with Reed in his face, hopefully the taller player is able to inbound, but they've got to get this inbounded at least near half court to be able to get off a decent shot with 2.2 left.
See if Pacheco-Ortiz, they just get it inbound slowly to Hawkins.
That's good if it goes.
Good if it goes, no good. And halftime is here just like that. So at the halftime break, the homestanding Apprentice Builders, the regular season champions, 26, the defending conference champions, Virginia Peninsula 19. We're going to take a halftime break. This is the New South Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV. Come back right here with us.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to the New South Athletic Conference Championship Tournament. This is Craig Green with my co-host Howard McCain, and now we stand here with the athletic director, the president of the New South Athletic Conference, Mr. Mike Davis. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here, Craig. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys, for having me.
So, Mike, tell us what you think so far about this men's championship final.
What a letdown, right? I mean, it's just – I almost fell asleep. No, but guys, I'm telling you, 26-19. Lower scoring than I thought it might be, especially after the games yesterday. But it's exactly what I thought it would be. You've got two rivals 10 miles apart here in the 757 going at it. They know each other very, very well. And we've got a great crowd here. It's a great game. It's a great atmosphere. I couldn't be happier.
Okay. Now, you have dueling MVPs in this game with Majette for the Gators and Ely for the Builders. Tell the folks, how special is that to actually have that materialize in the championship game this season?
Well, I'm telling you, looking at these two teams coming together like this with the all-star performers that they have, I mean, it's really special. Javion last year, of course, last year's MVP, and Sean yesterday showed why he had the votes. I'm telling you, he cranked it up against Blue Lights. What a fantastic game he had. They had no answers for him, and he's why they're in this championship game today. Couldn't ask for, two more talented teams and two fan bases coming together to make this game happen today. It's a great atmosphere. I'm loving it.
Now, speaking of the fan base, take a look behind you here. We have basically a sold-out crowd. Mm-hmm. So what does that say about the footprint and the visibility of the New South Athletic Conference?
We were looking yesterday at the ticket sales, and we were all kind of eyebrow-raising because it was going very well yesterday. Today, as you see, it's wall-to-wall. And this is the heart of the New South Conference right here. I mean, everything revolves around where we are right here. in Newport News. And so having the tournament here is a natural. Yeah, we're going to spread it around. It'll be in other places, but having it here at the Apprentice Center in this area, this is a natural. I mean, this is the Greensboro Coliseum for the ACC.
Yes.
This is what this is like coming back here, or coming here for the first time. And I can see this being sort of a home base moving forward.
So for those who may not be familiar with this conference, the New South Athletic Conference, what type of branding would you say, or what type of image would you want people to walk away from? What do you want people to walk away from this conference and this conference tournament thinking about this conference as it moves forward?
There's a few foundational pillars that we built this conference around. One of those is that we are stronger together than we are separate.
Nice.
And so our tagline, if you look at newsouthconference.com, there's a shameless plug for you folks. It says excelling together. And that's what we're about. I was the athletic director at Blue Lights College for 4 years.
Okay.
And when we were there, we were saying, okay, what are we playing for? Who do we have? Who are our rivals? And we wanted to form a conference of schools that were like-minded and also in sort of the same financial condition. These are small schools.
Right.
They don't have big athletic budgets. And so we had to keep that in mind. So we wanted to keep that footprint small. We wanted to find those schools that were looking for a place to land. And so it started in 2020. Our first championship was in 2021. This is our third year. This is the first year that we've had women's sports. We had volleyball this past fall. This was our first season of women's basketball. And so it gives these small colleges an opportunity to play for something that they wouldn't otherwise have. And I can't tell you how many people I've had come from these different fan bases, from these different schools, that have said, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. And that's why I'm so pleased to be a part of it myself, to see that and to have that kind of gratitude. I'm really enjoying it.
And us as well. And can you tell us about the future of the New South Athletic Conference? Where do you see things going?
We look to grow, but selectively. We're at 9 total members right now, and we're not looking to grow a lot numerically, but we're looking for schools that fit our footprint both geographically, socially, academically. And so we may, we're talking to some schools. We may pick up some next year. But what you see right now is a solid core that we've built, and that's what we're looking to maintain.
Mike Davis, thank you so much for joining us at the halftime break. Really appreciate it. The commissioner of the New South Conference. We're going to take a break. 20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. This is Big Sports TV.
Oops. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to the Apprentice Athletic Center in beautiful Newport News, Virginia. As the battle of Hampton Road will continue in the next 50 seconds. 26-19 Apprentice with the lead. And Howard, we talked at the halftime break about the difference in this game, and it appears right now it appears to be shooting from the perimeter.
And that's it. And that's the 3-point shots that have been made by the Apprentice School. Coming into the second half, the Apprentice School is 4 for 7 from three-point line, while the Gators are 1 for 6. Outside of that, Craig, all of the stat lines are almost identical. So that has been the deciding factor so far in the first half of this basketball game.
Yeah, rebounds 20-16 to Apprentice. Turnovers 12-8 for Peninsula. The lead has changed 8 times, and field goal shooting 10 field goals for Apprentice and 8 for Peninsula. But again, the three-point weapon has been the deadly factor in this game and has led the Builders to a lead of 7 points as we get ready to start the second half.
Yeah, Builders shooting about 42% in the first half, while the Gators shot about 27%. So, strategy-wise, what does Christopher Moore and his basketball team do? They've got Keyshawn Johnson right there, the big number 23 right around the free throw line. You've got to get him going. He only has 2 points in the basketball game.
20 minutes on the clock. Let's get this party started. Jalen Harris, ball fake, blocked by Ely.
So Ely not making his presence known so far on the scoreboard. He does right there defensively.
Ely now standing on the perimeter waiting for a teammate to recognize him, but was not seen. Epps got it inside to Ely now. Ely challenged, 12 on the shot clock. Now back inside to Ely. Tried to find a teammate, but he couldn't get it. Fighting down low, and the ball stolen away.
As Coach Evan Key was screaming for a foul call on Keyshawn Johnson against C.J. Highsmith, but nothing there.
Makai Reed's turnaround jump shot is good, and the Builders surrender the first 2 points of the half to Virginia Peninsula.
Yeah, I think Makai Reed just lost a whole layer of rubber from underneath his tennis shoe, because when he came to a stop, you could hear that sucker just screaming as it went across the playing surface.
Jaden Neeson.
That's going to be an
draws
offensive
a charge.
Yeah, that's going to be an offensive foul call, player control foul on Jaden Eason. So for Jaden Eason, as we take a look here, tried to attempt to go baseline. And you can see his left arm extend outward towards the defender as he was falling. The official is going to call that every single time. Jaden Eason with 2 personals.
Makai Reed did a good job to sell the contact once again. Weaving in and out of the Gators. That floater is flat. And here comes Jaden Eason with the rebound.
You can see the last time down court, Builders are really looking to get Sean Ely going. He had 3 touches on that last possession down court.
Highsmith down low, hanging, banging, stripped and fouled.
The double team rotated over Majette and Reed. I believe Reed is going to pick up that personal as we take a look. Highsmith tries to make a move towards the basket. I think it may have been Majette that may have reached in. And if Majette did reach in, which he did, that is going to be his first personal foul and his second personal foul and the team's first in the second half as Highsmith is unable to connect.
Javion Majette, only 4 points in the first half for the Gators. They're going to need more of an impact from him if they want to keep in this game. Highsmith's second free throw is perfect. So a 6-point lead for the homestanding Builders as Peninsula looking to get across the timeline. Keyshawn Brevard will do that. 2 minutes gone here in the second half.
So again, pay attention to the first 5 minutes of this half. That is indicative of how the rest of this half is going to go. Again, slow start for both teams scoring.
6 on the shot clock. Javion Majette fights his way to the basket, but no good, and Highsmith crashing the boards. Kyrie Smith pushing the pace. Tough shot, no good. Who's got the loose ball is going to end up in the hands of the Gators. Here comes Brevard. Brevard to the basket. No good. Followed by Reed, and he's fouled.
Jaden Eason thought that was a clean block on Makai Reed, but the official said no, it wasn't. As we take a look, is it a clean block? Here's Reed. I didn't see it. But of course, from our vantage point, it's different for us than it is for the official, who's much closer to the action, so that's going to put Makai Reed at the line to shoot too.
You and I have the benefit of replay.
Yes, we do. And we still couldn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. And Makai Reed makes his first free throw. Makai Reed from Virginia Beach went to Tallwood High School, 6'3" guard. Sinks his second free throw.
Wait, but what's the name of the school he went to again?
Tallwood.
And he's 6'3".
6'3".
Okay, so where else would a guy with that length go besides Tallwood, right? You wouldn't have seen him play at Short Tree, would you?
No. Maybe I had to check see where C.J. Highsmith went to school. He's 6'10". The aforementioned Highsmith gets it into Ely, who's fouled. Oh no, they called a travel on Ely.
So again, Ely having a tough time getting started offensively as his basketball game as the feed goes inside. Tried to throw something up at the basket. His frustration continues in this basketball game. Again, he was able to do whatever the heck he wanted to do offensively last night. Today, tough going.
It's a testament to the Gators defense because Sean Ely is scoreless right now.
Wow.
Scoreless. The league MVP right now, after 23 minutes and change, is scoreless.
If you would have told me that pregame, I probably would have punched you in the stomach or something like that. I don't know.
Keyshawn Johnson can't get that to go. Makai Reed tried to chase it down, but instead it's going to belong to Apprentice, out of bounds.
Craig, I want everybody to know and understand I do like you.
Yes.
So I would never inflict any bodily harm on you over a stat line.
I just take it as brotherly love. But here comes the Builders. Pacheco Ortiz is back in the game. 15 on the shot clock for Apprentice. Epps from the top of the circle, got it.
Epps thought he was fouled on that shot. So Epps pours in his 8th point of the afternoon. And again, just like you said a second ago, the thing that just absolutely stuns and befuddles me, Ely, no points. He's currently off of the floor.
Yeah, right now it's Epps and Adrian Wall tied for 8 points apiece. Javion Majette That shot is flat. Pacheco Ortiz with the rebound.
So you said going into the halftime locker room that it's possible that the final in this game will be somewhere in the 40s and 50s. I don't think you're wrong there.
Offensive rebound by Wall. No good. Battle for it. Wall's got it back. 17 on the shot clock for Tony Epps. Epps is going to regroup. Now Kyrie Smith with 9 on the shot clock. Smith to the basket, no good. C.J. Highsmith, thank you very much.
And he is pumped up too. He pours in his 8th point of the evening for the Builders. And C.J. Highsmith, actually that's his 9th point. He's not really known as a scorer. He's out there for length, but today he's decided to put the ball in the basket.
And that length he can use to his advantage anytime he wants. He is 6'10", folks. The largest man on the court. Went to block that shot on the help defense, but didn't need to as Adrian Wall gets the board. Here come the Builders, trying to build upon an 8-point lead. There's Epps. Gets a screen. Dishes it out. 3 from the corner is no good, but the offensive board put back home by Tony Epps Jr.
I thought maybe Coach Christopher Moore may have wanted to call a timeout to try to stop the momentum from changing into the court. Right now, Builders back to a 10-point lead here early in the second half.
Mekhi Reed had to pick up his dribble. Keyshawn Johnson for 3.
That is not his game.
Nothing at all.
That's not his game. You do not want your inside presence stepping out outside the 3-point line shooting shots.
When you have one big on your team, if he's standing on the perimeter taking jump shots, then you have the confidence in your small guys to get the rebound. That didn't happen this time. Wall's shot was deflected.
I don't think the officials are going to talk about it and the proper call is made. That was partially deflected, so there's going to be Builder basketball.
11 on the shot clock for Apprentice. And looks like we have a timeout here on the floor with 13:51 to go. Apprentice 33, Virginia Peninsula 23. This is the Big South, Big Sports New, TV Championship, New South Athletic Championship. We'll be back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Back after the timeout. It's going to be Builders basketball. Tony Epps Jr. underneath going to inbounds. Gets it inbounds. Pacheco Ortiz dishes it off. C.J. Highsmith, get up and get down.
Wow.
The big man.
That is C.J. Highsmith's 11th point. He is now the leading scorer in the basketball game. I haven't seen that happen the entire season.
He picked a good time to bring bad news to the Gators. Here comes Keyshawn Brevard. Blocked out of here by C.J. Highsmith.
Who is this guy? Where in the world did this version of C.J. Highsmith come from? As we take a quick look, C.J. Highsmith, he's 6'10", but think about it. That shot, he had to go up probably about 14 feet and was able to block it away from the basket, so he has just come alive for the Builders out of nowhere.
Highsmith is playing high energy and a turnover, shot clock violation.
That's a lack of game awareness right there by the Gators to not understand there was only a few ticks left on the shot clock, so that's a violation. That's a turnover. Builders looking to add to their already largest lead of the evening. They're up 12 right now.
Here's Tony Epps now to Adrian Wall. Pacheco Ortiz looking to penetrate, backing him in. Pacheco Ortiz had a shot blocked. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Wall. Wall had to pick up his dribble. Malevsky with 5. Adrian Wall for 3. Too strong. Offensive board, fought for, scramble for it. Here come the Gators. Keyshawn Brevard, 2 builders back. Had to dish it out. There's Majette for 3, no good. Makai Reed with the offensive rebound.
Frenetic pace right now offensively by the Gators. I think they do the smart thing here. They back it out, they slow things back down, and get back into the offensive set, but the shot clock is getting down.
7 seconds on the shot clock for Javion Majette. With 5, he's got to go. Fade away. No good, too strong. Here comes Epps with the rebound.
That's just good defense by Epps.
And Javion Majette with a frustration foul.
That's just good defense right there by Epps to stay in front of Majette with all of the dribbling and behind the back and between the legs action that he did with the basketball. Epps stayed in front of him, didn't block the shot, but disturbed Majette just enough to force the errant shot.
12-11 to go in this game, and the Builders still up by 12. Angel Pacheco Ortiz will inbounds across the court on the far touchline. Now, Highsmith to Epps. Inside, Pacheco Ortiz. Fouled, couldn't get it to go, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Pacheco Ortiz could feel it because that was a great pass inside. He ran off of a screen along the baseline. He was wide open, but if you saw there, he could not gather the basketball in time to get the shot up before the defense rotated over and committed the foul.
Javion Majette is going to take a seat.
Yeah, that's going to be Javion Majette's 2nd personal foul and the team's 3rd.
Majette at halftime only had 4 points.
So Pacheco Ortiz is currently scoreless, and not anymore.
And between Sean Ely and Javion Majette had 4 total points at halftime, which is amazing to me. Those are the last 2 MVPs of this league.
That is just, I would have never imagined that coming into a championship game. I thought these would be the guys that would put their team on their back and take them to victory, but so far, neither guy has really been a factor.
Speaks to the depth of both teams.
Sure.
To be able to put up, yeah, it's a low-scoring game, but at the same time, the Builders are still imposing their will, even with Ely not at his best offensively right now. Now there's Keyshawn Brevard dribbling around Epps. Now resetting with 15 on the shot clock. Jalen Harris with 10 against Malevsky, gets a screen from Moy. Keyshawn Johnson now back to Brevard with 5 and 3. That shot is no good, and rebound by Moy, chases down the offensive board. That hits the side of the backboard. And here come the Builders with Tony Epps.
Yeah, Gators were looking to use a pick and roll on that last possession. It wasn't there. Green could not get his shot up and over C.J. Highsmith.
Pacheco Ortiz no good for 3. Now here comes Brevard once again.
A lot of standing around by the Gators offensively. No movement at all. They're just sitting there watching Brevard with the basketball.
Throws up a 3, and a 3-point shooter is fouled once again.
So that's going to be on Caleb Malevsky. So for Caleb Malevsky, I believe that is going to be his 2nd personal foul in the basketball game. So we're going to step away and take a break.
11:04 to go in this contest. 37-23, Builders over the Gators. This is the 2023 NSAC Championship game on Big Sports TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the Apprentice Athletic Center in beautiful Newport News, Virginia. See here on the replay, C.J. Highsmith get up and get down. Highsmith has 11 points and 10 rebounds, already with a double-double in this game.
Wait a minute, did you just quote a Flavor Flav song? Get up, get down. Oh my gosh, man, you went back. Listen, C.J. Highsmith has come out of nowhere in this championship game, and we talked about Ely possibly putting the team on his back and carrying in the victory. It seems like it's been C.J. Highsmith that has done so far. He already has a double-double in the basketball game, 11 points, 10 rebounds.
Tony Epps Jr. joining him in the double-digit field with 10 points of his own. And that free throw is good for Jalen Harris.
Makai Reed is the leading scorer right now for the Gators. He has 6.
Harris is an all-NSAC honorable mention player from Chesapeake.
But again, the stat line for the Gators that still has me confused is Keyshawn Johnson only has 2 points.
Malevsky couldn't get that scoop to fall.
Good job of splitting the defense. Again, just could not close.
Here comes
the deal.
Keyshawn Brevard, and C.J. Highsmith affects that shot. Epps dribbling out of traffic. Malevsky fouled on his way into the paint. Foul's going to go against Keyshawn Brevard.
And guess what? Keyshawn Brevard just couldn't believe he got called for a foul, right? If we look at the replay, you can see him reach around Caleb Malevsky and hit him on the hand, and he walks away like, are you serious? I did not commit that foul. Nobody in basketball ever commits a foul.
Second foul on Brevard, and another foul called as C.J. Highsmith went up for the layup, and that foul's going to go against Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, for Keyshawn Johnson, I believe that is going to be his first personal foul. So again, Keyshawn Johnson, not the one that played football for USC. This is a different Keyshawn Johnson. He's going to be whistled for his first foul, but again, he only has 2 points in the basketball game to C.J. Highsmith, unable to add to his point total.
That was Highsmith's 5th free throw of the day. As of now, he's 1 of 5 from the line. The big man perfect on his 2nd free throw attempt.
Yeah, and that's going to be his 12th point of the basketball game. So for Coach Evan Key, so keep it. Also remember that Coach Evan Key is the NSAC Coach of the Year. He has got to be thrilled with the minutes that C.J. Highsmith has given his basketball team in this championship game.
What a scoop up by Keyshawn Brevard. That was a tough basket. Feels like it's been a while since the Gators have scored.
Yeah, not only was it a tough basket, it was sorely needed.
It is an 11-point deficit that Peninsula is looking at. They're going to have to play defense 1 possession at a time to get back into this game.
Sure, plenty of time left, plenty.
Pacheco Ortiz ball faking. Now using his pivot foot, can't get it to fall, and the rebound to Jaquan Majette.
So like I said earlier, plenty of time for Coach Christopher Moore and his basketball team to get back in this thing. But like you said, they have to do it 1 possession at a time. There is no 11-point shot in basketball.
Brevard challenging the Giants down low.
Boy,
gets a foul call.
And that shot nearly went down as C.J. Highsmith is going to be whistled for the personal. Nice job of just attacking the basket on that possession as Brevard forces the Apprentice School to make a decision with the basketball. They foul, clock stop.
Under 12-minute timeout here. 27 for the Gators, 38 for the Builders. Take a break. This is the Big Sports TV New South Athletic Conference Championship.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Back after the timeout, 38-27, Apprentice with the lead, but Virginia Peninsula's Keyshawn Brevard at the line, trying to bring 2 points back for Peninsula here.
Surprisingly, the Builders are now up by 11, but they've actually taken 5 less shots than the Gators. So what does that mean? The Gators are getting enough shots. They just aren't making baskets in this game, and that is one of the main reasons why they're down by 11. The Builders have not, I don't think, have taken a 3-point attempt here in the second half.
Brevard can't trim the deficit even more.
So that makes them now 6 for 10 from the free throw line.
Peninsula, 10 of 45 field goals.
That's only 22%.
0 for 2 from the line. That's one thing you cannot do if you want to get back in this game is go 0 for at the line. Clock is stopped. You have to score points if you're down by 11. Brevard to the basket. Blocked by Malevsky. Malevsky says, no, not today.
Again, that is why Coach Evan Key has him in the basketball game. Not for his scoring prowess, it's his defense.
10 on the shot clock for Peninsula. 3 from the corner is good by Jalen Harris. That's the second three-pointer all day for Virginia Peninsula.
Jalen Harris now with 10 points in the basketball game.
And it's a 38-30 game now. Epps finds Avon Hawkins. Now to Pacheco Ortiz. 10 on the shot clock. Malevsky. 5 on the shot clock. Epps, step back, nope. Hawkins, long three.
He can hit that.
Too strong. And the defensive rebound is cleared by Keyshawn Brevard.
Nice defensive possession that time by the Gators. They have this lead under 10. Maybe Brevard.
Brevard tried to dunk it home, but was fouled by Highsmith.
Yeah, thought Brevard was going to be able to get to the basket for a dunk, but instead C.J. Highsmith rotates over late, tries to get a hand on the basketball, but he got more of Brevard's arm than he did the basketball. So that'll send Brevard back to the line. And if you're Coach Christopher Moore, this is what you want to have happen. Let me get my team back into the game at the free throw line, most importantly with the clock stopped. Now that's 5 team fouls for each team. Neither team right now in the bonus or the double bonus.
Now Brevard makes his first after missing 2 consecutive free throws his last trip. Puts him at 8 points today.
So Sean
Ely
will make his way back onto the floor again. The MVP of the league for 2023 is scoreless in the championship game.
That's just a mind-boggling stat.
I just would have never imagined that. I really wouldn't have.
Now Brevard, second free throw. 2 for 2 this time around. So now it's a 2-possession game. Gators are not out of it yet.
Yeah, there's plenty of time in this basketball game for Coach Moore.
It's Epps Jr. now against Corey Moy. Step back 3.
Oh my God.
2. It's a long 2.
That was a dagger.
What a shot by Tony Epps. 3 by Jalen Harris, can't answer. Pacheco Ortiz clears the boards. Tony Epps Jr. now against Moy once again. Crowd getting into it. Builders fans getting to their feet. Nice pass inside. Pacheco Ortiz has to give it up to Ely. 15 on the shot clock. Ely had to pick up his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Epps. Spin move in the paint. Off the glass, no good. Put it back home.
And he's fouled.
And the harm, and the whole enchilada.
Wow.
For Tony Epps Jr.
You know, that's just putting in the work as we get a timeout.
7:34 to go. Builders 42, Gators 32. This is Big Sports TV.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/share.
Man, they hand us like a ream's worth of paper during these games, man. They should recycle this stuff. Just flip it over and use the backside of it.
After every game, I give it to my daughter, let her draw her elephants and her name on it.
Goodness gracious.
So, .734 left in this contest. Virginia Peninsula trailing the home-standing Apprentice Builders 42-32. This is a matchup of the last two, or the defending New South Atlantic Conference champion Gators and the regular season champion Builders. Builders hosting this tournament, that's why they're playing on their home floor. And right now, they're holding on to a 10-point lead with Tony Epps Jr. going to the line to try to finish this continuation.
Yeah, Builders come into this tournament as the 1 seed. The Gators the 3 seed this evening.
Epps Jr. perfect on that one. He's got 15 points.
Again, still plenty of time for Coach Christopher Moore and the Gators, but as we get closer and closer to that 5-minute mark of the second half, let's take a look and see where the scoreboard is.
Tony Epps Jr. got a clean block, but was called for a foul.
Yeah, he's going to be whistled for that foul there. Well, actually, he wasn't. They're going to give it to Jaden Eason. Let's take a look. Well, they give it to Jaden Eason.
Looked like Eason went straight up.
I thought they might have given it to Epps, but instead they're going to give it to Jaden Eason. So for Jaden Eason, that is his 3rd personal foul, the team's 6th.
Coach Key not pleased with the call there. From our vantage point, it looked like pretty clean defense.
Keyshawn Johnson still sitting on 2 points after that missed free throw, as C.J. Highsmith makes his way back into the basketball game.
And the Gators' big man only with 3 rebounds in this game.
I'm serious. I am shocked. As much as I'm shocked at the fact that Ely is not having an MVP type of performance on the scoreboard, I am still shocked that Keyshawn Johnson and his output in this championship game as well for the Gators.
Man-to-man defense again by Peninsula. You got the 2 MVPs on each other right there. Ely against Majette. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Ely. Still scoreless.
Wow.
Here come the Gators. Down by 10.
But you know, sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are. You will have evenings like that where you just are off your game.
Hawkins clears the boards for Apprentice, and here comes Tony Epps, who's had a fine game so far. Harris guarding Tony Epps. Highsmith setting the screen. 13 on the shot clock. Here comes Ely. Ely, floater. There's his 2 points right there. First 2 points of the game for Sean Ely.
You know, even though Ely and Majette, for each team respectively, have not had the game that they were hoped for, you haven't seen either one of them complain.
And there's Ely with a steal. Ely up and dunks it down. 2 straight for the MVP. Is this his time right here in the final 6?
Maybe that'll get him going.
Harris fouled on his way to the basket.
So that one is going to be whistled on Angel Pacheco Ortiz, which will be his first. So that'll be the team's 7th. So for the remainder of the basketball game, the Gators will be shooting foul shots from here on out.
Gators also in the bonus as well, so both teams, the Gators have 2 free throws, and the first free throw is good there by Jalen Harris. But yes, as you pointed out, the Builders will be shooting free throws on the next one, as will VPCC.
Right now, the Builders are sitting on 6. They need that. They need that 17 foul committed by the Gators in order for them to be in the 1-and-1. Right now, the Gators are definitely in the 1-and-1, as we're now under 6 left in the basketball game.
Epps gets it across the timeline against the challenge of Harris. Highsmith coming out to set a screen, gets that screen, Epps is so quick.
His acceleration off the dribble is just phenomenal at times.
15 on the shot clock. It was reset to 20 after the offensive rebound. 10 on the shot clock. Epps, cross court, Ely, three-pointer, no good. Long pass down court to Javion Majette. Ely challenges and
MVP on
good
MVP.
plays defense. Yes. Ball almost thrown away, and it is thrown away. Here comes Jalen Harris. Sidesteps Ely, throws it up, and will be fouled by Ely.
Yeah, that was kind of cool to see MVP on MVP action down on the defensive end. So with the clock stopped at 5:04, the Gators now trail by 13. Now, keep in mind, we're right at that 5-minute mark. So where are the Gators? They have an opportunity to get this deficit down to 11 if they're able to sink both of these free throws. One goes down there. Once again, in order to have a realistic opportunity to get back into the basketball game, possession-wise, you need that deficit to be somewhere around 10. Right now, it's at 11, so they have an actually it's at 12, so they have an opportunity to get it right around that 10-point range, deficit-wise, as that one comes off, to have a shot to get back into this basketball game.
Every possession is ultra important for the Gators at this point in the juncture. There's a block called.
I am surprised. I am really, really surprised. I thought that was a flop. I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought that particular one was a flop. As we take a look here. Yeah, I think I saw a member from the academy here to award the award for best actor in a basketball game. Maybe we'll get that awarded at the conclusion of this game.
Jalen Harris trying to win an Academy Award. Instead drew a foul. And Tony Epps Jr. at the line for 1 and 1. He'll earn the second. Epps Jr. with 16 points in this game.
And it's been a bit of a quiet 16, right? You haven't really seen him we've seen him put on a dribbling display and we've seen him show off his quickness, but you would have thought that by this point in the game, he'd have about half of that point total that he currently sits on.
That's his 17th point of the game, and he leads all scorers right now. Under 5 minutes to go. This is time for the Gators to do it right now. You are running out of time. You cannot turn the basketball over, and you have to basically play perfect. There's a three that's good. He must have heard me from here, Keyshawn Brevard.
I think he did. That helps big time. So that knocks it down to an 11-point deficit. So we're right at about a 4-possession basketball game right now.
Wall thought about the three. 15 on the shot clock. Highsmith, low post. Had to give it up. Three is good by Tony Epps Jr. 20 points.
20 points.
That shot blocked. Here comes Ely. They're going to slow it up now. 4 minutes to go.
That is the sign of a mature basketball player. He hasn't scored a lot of points. On that loose ball, he could have just taken it and ran down court quickly, but instead, Epps finishes.
Tony Epps Jr. once again imposing his will. The Gators have no answer. He's in the zone. Is it the shoes? Long shot is good. A three by Keyshawn Brevard. It's an answer, but now the Gators are compelled and going to have to get a stop here. They are down by 13 with 3.5 to go. Tony Epps has played a fantastic game.
He's had an amazing half.
Highsmith, another big impact player today. Wall to the basket, foul.
Yeah, that one is going to be called, I believe, on Reed, who hacked Adrian Wall. We saw Adrian Wall really take over in the first half, been a little quiet here in the second.
3:10 to go in this game. Apprentice 54, Gators 41. This is the New South Athletic Conference Championship on Big Sports TV.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Newport News. 3:10 to go in this contest. Will it be the reigning champions, Virginia Peninsula, to mount a comeback? Or will we crown a new champion in the Apprentice Builders?
Yeah, that is something that's really telling in the basketball game, because you're right. Keep in mind that VPCC, they are the defending conference champions. So we have an opportunity here to watch a changing of the mantle, right? You get a chance to see the Builders capture a title if things hold up the way they currently are. Builders 3 minutes and 10 seconds away from being crowned tournament and regular season champion.
Now in the preseason poll, Virginia Peninsula was actually picked first, and Apprentice was picked second. I think Evan Key took that personally. He led the Builders to an undefeated conference record and nationally ranked number 3 in the USCAA. That's nothing to sniff at, folks.
Yeah, it's been a special season for Coach Evan Key and his basketball team.
They can finish it off right here with a conference championship if they can hold on for the final 3:10. Adrian Wall gets both free throws to go.
He now has 10 points in the basketball game.
3 minutes to go. It's winning time right now. Foul is on the floor. That shot will not count.
Yeah, that's going to be on C.J. Highsmith as Brevard was going by. It looks like he gave him a bit of a shove in the back. As we take a look here, Brevard able to come off the dribble. And there was a slight push with the forearm by C.J. Highsmith. So for Highsmith, that's going to be his 3rd personal foul, the team's 9th. So we already know that the Gators are in the 1-and-1.
And can't convert that free throw. The last thing you need to do is miss them. Ely thought about it. Ely to the basket. The MVP
with the left hand
gets another one with the left hand.
So you see the Builders' lead has been extended now to 17. Gators trending in the wrong direction on the scoreboard as Harris is able to hit.
Still down by 15. Full court press now by Virginia Peninsula. They clear the press, but a turnover by Ely gives it back to the Gators. Brevard tried to find Majette down low, and there's a turnover as he tried to shovel it back to Reed.
Yeah, that's sloppy basketball right there by the Gators to turn it over. They're currently down by 15 in this basketball game. So for Coach Evan Key, the enemy for him in this basketball game is in the form of 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
That's right.
He wants those off of the board.
They can run down a lot of clock here if they just kind of pass it around and do the old old four corners.
The old four corners.
I was just going to say the Dean Smith four corners. My wife is a State fan. She didn't want to hear that. There's a layup by Angel Pacheco-Ortiz. It's a 17-point game with 2 minutes to go.
It's boring as heck basketball, but it runs a lot of time off the clock.
Under 2 minutes left. Last chance to dance for Virginia Peninsula if they want to defend their championship. It's going to take perfect basketball. There's a 3 for VPCC. $1:45 to go, and they still need 14 points without Apprentice scoring 1. Adrian Wall.
So when does Coach Christopher Moore and his basketball team start to play the foul game? We're down to about a minute and a half left in this championship game.
Epps has played a beautiful game. To the basket. Tony Epps can't finish. Rebound cleared. Here comes Peninsula.
They got to score quickly.
Jalen Harris gets 2. 1:15 to go. Still a 12-point lead for Apprentice.
4-possession ball game for the Builders.
Builders break the press again. Tired legs perhaps for Peninsula. Can't guard as well as they want to. 1 minute to go. A 12-point lead for the Builders. That ball bounces off of Ely's hands out of bounds.
Yeah, this evening has been an adventure for Sean Ely. But one thing I've noticed about himself and Majette as we get a timeout with 54 seconds left. If there's one thing I've noticed by Ely and Majette, the game hasn't quite gone the way they wanted it to go. But if you look at their faces, do they look like they're complaining?
Not at all.
Do they look like they're upset? Do they look like they're angry? No, they've stayed within themselves. And that, to me, that shows a level of maturity from your stars on your basketball team. What coach doesn't want that?
It is a total team effort today. As of right now, we got a replay on the screen. We got Brevard looking like he's going to step back for the three against Pacheco Ortiz. He does step back, make that three, and for the Gators, few and far between their three-point shots today. Hasn't really been a difference for them. The difference has been Apprentice making their three-pointers and also clearing the rebounds. At the 3:10 break, it was a 44-31 offensive board advantage for the Builders.
Yeah, Builders have outscored the Gators by about 6 points in the second half.
54.7 to go. Can the Gators mount a massive comeback, or is this going to be a coronation? Here's Keyshawn Brevard to the basket, draws a foul against Malevsky.
And I'm pretty sure
43.4 to go.
And that as a coach, that drives you nuts. That absolutely drives you nuts because it gives the other team an opportunity as Brevard able to get around Malevsky. He tries to make up for it by committing the swipe at the ball, but instead hit the shooter, and that's going to put Brevard back at the line. But if you're a coach, you do not want the clock stopped at all. So this will give the Gators an opportunity here at their end of the court. So they're trying to wipe up some perspiration. That is the 10th team foul for the Builders. So that will put Brevard at the line. He's going to get an opportunity to shoot two with 43.4 left, and the Gators trailing by 12.
If you're Christopher Moore, I mean, what can you do in this situation here? You have to play essentially perfect. Everything's got to fall, and you're going to have to force turnovers on inbounds passes to get back into this game because it's a 12-point lead now down to 11, and the sands in the hourglass are quickly evaporating.
But as a coach, you want to continue to coach your guys until that clock reaches 000. Even though as you look at it academically, you may think, well, there's no way we can get back into this ball game, but you are going to actively coach your guys all the way to the final whistle as he takes a timeout.
We're going to keep it right here. 42.8 to go. It's a 30-second timeout by Peninsula. 42.8 to go in this game, and Apprentice by 10. So leading scorers got, for the Gators, Keyshawn Brevard with 20, Jalen Harris with 16. For the Builders, Tony Epps Jr., 22 points. C.J. Highsmith right behind him. The MVP, Sean Ely, 6 points, correction. On the other side, Javion Majette, the MVP of last year, essentially ineffective this game today.
It's been amazing, and it's been a testament to the depth of the basketball team that Coach Evan Key has this season. When his best player is struggling offensively, other guys have decided to take up and take the reins and lead this basketball team.
Nearly a turnover there. Gators pressing, trying to break the press, and they do. Epps Jr. gets it across the timeline, 33 to go.
Builders not looking to take a shot, they just want to run out the clock.
Peninsula's going to start the foul game right now. So this 29.9, we might be here for a little while.
So Jalen Harris is going to be credited with his third personal foul as Majette is going to make his way into the basketball game. Again, struggled today offensively for the Gators. 10-point deficit right now, 29.9 seconds left. Builders are now 29.9 seconds away from adding a trophy to their trophy case here at the Apprentice School.
Adrian Wall can put the nail in the proverbial coffin here with 2 free throws if he can sink them. First one up, no good on the 1-and-1. Here comes Virginia Peninsula.
They've got to go fast.
They got to go right now. There's no 10-point shot in basketball. Majette out to his brother Jaquan, fouled by Malevsky. Foul is on the floor. Malevsky says, my bad.
Yeah, that was a hard foul right there. Malevsky was anticipating the shot going up, so he was going to try to challenge the shot, but instead the player was actually going to try to throw a shot fake, step to the left, stepped right into Molesky. May have just knocked the wind out of him. Let's hope that that's the worst that it is. But we have a timeout right now on the floor for an injured player.
Yeah, Jaquan Majette looked like he, take a look at the replay here. Malevsky looks like he got the knee into the shoulder, the right shoulder of Jaquan Majette.
Yeah,
he's still down on the floor right now, being checked out by the trainer from the apprentice.
Yeah, we don't. Of course, we don't want to speculate on an injury, but thankfully he is up and walking back to the bench under his own power. He probably will not be able to shoot those free throws. So when that happens, the opposing coach gets an opportunity to select who shoots those free throws. And Coach Evan Key has just indicated that he wants Jalen Davis to shoot the free throw shots upcoming.
Jalen Davis, I don't think has entered this game at all.
I don't think so either.
This is his first minutes in the last 21 seconds. 6-foot guard from Hampton. He went to Keycotton High School.
Wait, did he just change his mind because Micaiah Reed is now at the free throw line? I'm not sure. I thought I saw him motion a 3 to the official as he wants number 3 to shoot the free throws, but instead it's going to be Micaiah Reed.
And Reed gets the first to go. Under 10-point lead now. It's a 9-point lead for Apprentice, but 21 seconds to go. And there is no 9-point shot in basketball, so.
Not the last time I checked.
Not even in the celebrity game. Second one is good.
Did you watch the All-Star game this season?
I watched a little bit of it, but it was it's a spectacle and it's fun to watch, but if you want hard-nosed contested basketball, you have to wait till the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst basketball displays I've ever seen in my entire life of watching basketball. But hey, not this one. This one has been extremely entertaining. Gators have been able to knock the Builder lead down to 8, but 21.3 seconds, man, it is going to be tough to get themselves back into the basketball game since that they're now down by 3 possessions.
Gators have to be absolutely perfect here. And as I mentioned earlier, this 29.9, when it was on the clock, I said it could take a little while, especially if the Gators want to play the foul game, if they think they can get themselves back into it with free throws. But it's going to take pretty much absolute perfection for them to even force overtime at this juncture, because Apprentice has been on their game. They've got help from their bench. They've got help from contributors like C.J. Highsmith, who, as you mentioned earlier, unexpected star of this game today, with Sean Neely not playing at his best.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he came from. I mean, I would not be surprised if C.J. Highsmith ends up being named like, MVP or something like that with his performance this afternoon. But you got to tip your hat to Tony Epps Jr., who not only showed up today, folks, he showed out with 22 points.
Fantastic game for him. Wall was fouled by Jalen Harris.
Yes, it's so funny, and football is like, basketball is like that. Why have I got football on my mind? I think the XFL plays today or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's so funny how in basketball, how the last 30 seconds of a game can last 30 minutes.
Yes.
That's one of the wildest things about basketball, that with the fouls and the timeouts and things like that, you can extend 29 seconds to last 30 minutes on a clock.
Perhaps basketball was on the mind because the Gators needed a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie.
That could be that's a good point. That is a very good point.
And they're still looking at that deficit right now because the first free throw was no good by Adrian Wall. So Javion Majette will re-enter. They've been taking him out and back in, it looks like for defensive purposes. And now they want to bring him back in because they're anticipating a possession here after this free throw, whether it's made or missed.
Yeah, Gators with only 1 timeout remaining. So Majette is Majette. He is in the basketball game. Wait a minute. I think the clock may have started inadvertently.
18 seconds on the clock is what the referee is asking for. Looks like they may have started it before the ball was touched.
Right. Clock is not supposed to start until it's touched.
Will the Builders let them roll the ball up the court?
We only got 1.9 seconds on the clock. So the ball was actually put in play before the clock was reset. So it's back at 19 now.
18 to go. Here comes Keyshawn Brevard. About an NBA 3 from 30 feet out. No good. Rebound Wall and a foul. Didn't think they would do it. I thought they'd let the clock run out, but the Gators are going to play this thing to the very last second.
Yeah, this was pretty much academic, folks. Only 10.5 seconds left in the ball game. Builders with a 9-point lead. You know, I always say it's not over until the clock hit 000, but there just isn't going to be a way the Gators are going to be able to get themselves up and over the top in this game to win this championship. And for Coach Evan Key, he has got to be extremely pleased with the way some of his reserves played in this basketball game this evening.
Adrian looking to put the writing on the wall for the Gators, but misses the first free throw. 10.5 to go in a 9-point lead. So unless the MTV Rock and Jock 25-point basket drops from the ceiling, this one feels academic as it's a 10-point lead with 10.5 to go. Here comes Brevard with 7 and 6. Brevard gets his shot blocked. Malevsky's going to block it, and he's 2 and 1, and he's going to lay it home. It won't count. It doesn't matter. The swamp has been drained, and the Builders have built a championship team. Undefeated, unshaken, unstirred, unchallenged. The winners and New South Athletic Conference champions with a 12-0 conference record, the Apprentice School Builders. You have to give such credit and respect to these Builders. They not only do they go to class, they also work in the shipyard, folks. Full time, these guys have families, they have children, and they come out here in the basketball court and they give it their all for their coach, for themselves, for their team, and for their school. And you have to give a shout out to Evan Key, the coach of the year, for taking his team from second projected in the conference all the way to undefeated to the 3rd ranked team in the USCAA, and now they head to the Nationals with a chance to bring it all home. Yeah, congratulations to the Builders.
Absolutely, and the coach Evan Key and the job that he's done this season with this basketball team, elevating this program this season with their play. There's no greater or better way to cap off the type of season that they had. Conference champions, regular season champions, went through the entire conference slate undefeated. And you in your mind think there's no way that they can walk away with anything less than a tournament championship, and they do just that. Congratulations to these young men. Again, you mentioned it. They have a lot of responsibility on them, and to come out here and to capture a conference title is incredible.
For my broadcast partner, Howard McCain, for our entire crew, and from me to you, this is Craig Green saying thank you for tuning in to the New South Athletic Conference Championship on Big Sports TV. Sayonara and buenos noches.